Here's this week's ViStar All-Star Athlete.
Since you've been playing since you were 6, a lot of it kind of has come naturally to you. I mean, you played, learned, and then you just moved to the next level. Has it been that way in the classroom? Because, I mean, you have very nice GPA, and or is that something you have to work toward?
It's a little bit more work for school because it's learning so much more new things. With sports, it's all the same, just you're getting more, you exceed more in it. And then for school, they show you so much more new things. Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, but if you just put in the time and studying and everything, the outcome will.
If you just put in the time. Isn't that amazing how that phrase came to you naturally, like going to practice? You know, I can't just go play in the games. You know, you can't just go take the tests. You actually have to, like, prepare for that. There's as any athlete knows, there's 3 phases. There's the idea, there's the preparation, and then there's the execution. A lot of people want to skip this middle part, don't they?
Yes.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Some people want to go from A to C. Well, best of luck to you, Cassidy.
Thank you.
You are our All-Star athlete from Baker County High for outstanding achievement in athletics, academics, and community service, presented on this day and signed by me, the Great Seal of Channel 4. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our homes are full of things which aren't exactly perishable, but do actually have expiration date.
And definitely. And a survey done by Brightside lists those items, and here are just a few. First, pillows need to be replaced every 2 years or so. They can easily become a home, exactly. We're all violating that one. They can become a home for dust mites and can cause neck injury when they lose their shape. Also, toothbrushes, change those every 3 months or so. If you've gotten sick recently, you definitely want to change it now. Towels should be replaced every 1 to 3 years to prevent the spread of bacteria. And for those with young children, a pacifier should be replaced every 2 to 5 weeks to avoid germs getting in the cracks. And in your kitchen, be sure to replace spices every 1 to 3 years. They naturally begin to lose smell and flavor after just a few months.
She said, oops,
I have to go home and throw a bunch of stuff away.
Yeah,
a whole list.
A lot of things to throw away, that's right.
There's a new track coming out at 11 o'clock. We do have some chances for showers in your forecast ahead tomorrow, so we'll detail all that starting at 11.
Thank you, Rebecca. Sports Zone is next. Stay with us. We'll see you back here at 11.
Good night.
For one reason or another, trips to London produce a flair for the dramatic. And finally, the Jaguars didn't let one slip away.
Oh, baby, let's go! Let's stack them up!
You stay strong for one another.
It wasn't pretty, but Florida isn't worried about style points.
First and foremost, it's great to get a win.
Florida State wasn't so lucky as their 22-game home winning streak came to a heartbreaking end.
I got to coach them better so they can play better.
If you thought that ending was crazy, Georgia and Tennessee turned in the game of the year in college football so far.
Sick way to end the game.
And on the Lynx, the Ryder Cup is back home for the first time since 2008. The Sunday Sports Zone starts right now. Hey there, and thanks so much for joining me tonight on the Sunday Sports Zone. I'm Brian Jackson. The Jaguars, they certainly know how to make things a little bit more interesting than they should be. And wow, what a weekend of crazy endings in college football. But tonight, we get things started across the pond. And a 7-hour plane ride is a lot more fun when you're heading home with a win. This game felt a lot like the game in London last year. The Jaguars, they got out to that big early lead, and then they had to hold on for dear life. 83,000 showed up earlier today at Wembley Stadium. Jaguars defense with the game's first big play. Dante Fowler gets in Andrew Luck's space, tips the pass, and Yannick Ngakoue is there for the first interception of his career. Jaguars in business at the coach 24. Offense finally takes advantage of a turnover. Blake Bortles to Allen Robinson for the touchdown. Jaguars up 7-0 early on. Then Colts driving in Jaguars territory. Pause on the blitz, and there's a meeting at the quarterback led by the Jaguars captain. Colts held to a field goal, 7-3 Jaguars lead. Second quarter, Jaguars up 7-6, facing the 3rd and 4. Bortles finds A-Rob for 17 yards and a first down to the Colts' 40-yard line. Jaguars, they got that running game established early on, so on 2nd and goal, they use the zone read. Everybody goes to Chris Ivory, and Blake sneaks in for the touchdown, punts the ball into the stands. I'm sure that was out of frustration from the way he's played the first 3 weeks of the season. Jaguars are up 14-6. Colts into possession, moving into Jaguars territory when Tyson Alualu with the Jaguars' 3rd sack of the first half. That one forced another Colts punt. Offense would cash in with points before the half. Jason Myers kicks a 23-yard field goal, caps an 8-play, 75-yard drive. Jaguars up 17-6 at the break. That's the first time that they've led at halftime all season. Second half, Jaguars with the ball first. They convert on 3rd and 1 on their own 39. Borders to Marquise Lee for the first down, get into Colts territory. That led to another field goal. Jaguars up 20-6. Next time the Colts get the ball, facing 3rd and 2 at their own 37. Luck on a play action pause, gives chase, and looks like he gets Luck to the ground. The refs rule his knee didn't touch, and Luck finds Jack Doyle. He's all the way down the sidelines to the 11-yard line. But wait just 1 minute, Gus throws the challenge flag, and the replay shows that Luck's knee was down on the play. Paz is credited with the sack. That would force another punt by the Colts. Jaguars at the Colts 39, going for it on 4th and 3. Bortles finds T.J. Yeldon in the flat. Barely gets the first down. That would lead to another field goal for the Jaguars. They're just cruising at this point, up 23-6. But things got a little bit more interesting in the 4th quarter. Here come the Colts. They would score 2 touchdowns in the first 8 minutes of the quarter. Luck to T.Y. Hilton all alone in the back of the end zone. Colts cut the lead to 23-20 with 7 minutes left to play. Now, the Jaguars offense, they would finally answer on their own. Blake finds Allen Hurns on a simple out pattern. Hurns breaks the first tackle, stops, cuts on a dime, back towards the middle of the field, picks up a big block from A-Rob, and he's in the end zone for the first time this year. Jaguars up 30-20 with 5 minutes left. Colts, they would answer on their very next drive. 3rd and 10 from their own 36. Luck finds a wide open Philip Dorsett. Had to be a blown coverage. 64-yard touchdown for the Colts. That lead is down to 30-27 with 3 minutes left. Colts will get the ball back. 4th and 1 at the Jaguars 49. Luck's pass is broken up by Josh Johnson. Goes full extension, but the game isn't quite over just yet. Colts, they would get the ball back once more, and this time it's in Derek Marks with the sack of Luck. That was the Jaguars' 6th sack of the day, and they escaped London with a 30-27 win.
When you appreciate each other and you stay true to one another, good things can happen. Now, it wasn't, listen up, it wasn't the cleanest game, but that's a good thing because you guys all understand how good we can be. We've got to become a more disciplined team. We come back after the bye week. I promise you, we will tear this apart. We will put it into play to make sure we do things right. We will hold each other even more accountable. We've got to clean those things up, man, and you got to go along for the ride. Stay humble and hungry, man, and stay together. We're going to get better, man. 1, 2, 3.
When Philip Dorsett scored that long touchdown and the lead was cut down to 3, probably couldn't help but feel, here we go again. And for good reason, because since 2014, the Jaguars have blown the most leads in the NFL. This time, they were able to hold on, and Sam caught up with the team before they got on the plane to head back home.
Maybe it's London, maybe it's Wembley, but the Jaguars win for the 2nd consecutive time here. They used some veteran leadership at the end of the game. Malik Jackson playing strong, Derek Marks with a very big sack, and they hold on to beat the Colts.
What does this feel like?
Feels a lot better.
Oh, feels a lot better. You know, the first game we had against Green Bay was close. Not the San Diego game, but the game after that was close. And to just get over the hump and get this W and, you know, against a hard-fought team, especially in the division, you know, it's a blessing. And we just want to keep working hard and keep going and stop the dumb penalties, you know, stop the breakdowns in the back and, you know, stop letting the quarterback run out all the time. But, you know, it's a wonderful thing to win.
Each and every win is a big win, you know, so one, because it's our first, but, you know, even more because it's an AFC South opponent, you know. So I think that's the biggest thing. You know, we always hear Gus preaching about owning the AFC South, you know, and I think it started today.
It comes down to guys making plays, right?
For sure.
I mean, as simple as that sounds, yeah. Josh made a play on defense. You made a play on offense. I mean, those are the things that win football games.
For sure, you know. That's what we didn't do, you know. Our first couple of weeks, you know, we've been so close, you know, we had to find ways to close our games. You know, as far as my play, you know, I ran an out route, you know, it wasn't just on me. I broke one tackle, you know, but I seen guys blocking downfield. You know, that meant a lot, you know. We just have unselfish guys. You know, that's just what we need to find a way to close our games.
It comes down to the details. That's what we've been talking about. You know, I feel like we could be 3-1 right now, but you know, hindsight's 20/20, and we just have to continue to build that consistency defensively, and I think it can turn into something special.
Obviously, the situation and the circumstances, this one is big, is good. We're excited about it. We'll celebrate it, and it feels good. Handle adversity well. I thought there was ups and downs throughout the game, but we stayed consistent. We never went too low, and we're able to win.
In 3 of their 4 games this year, it appeared the Jaguars should have been the team on top of the scoreboard at the end of the game. Finally, in Game 4, against the team they should have beat, the Colts, they did just that. Could this be the next step this team needs to make to complete a much better season? Only time will tell. In London with the Jaguars, Sam Kavaris, Channel 4, the local station.
One win makes a world of difference for the Jaguars. Had they lost, we'd probably be talking about if Gus Bradley's job was safe. Instead, even after the rough start, the Jaguars still have a chance at that AFC South crown. They've got the bye coming up this week, and then they'll face my hometown Chicago Bears on the 16th of this month. Now, before most of the players head out of town for a few days, we'll be joined by Carson Tinker tomorrow on Jaguars All Access. As always, Sam will be your host. Jeff Lockman will break down the Colts-Jaguars game in the film room. Then Carson will join me in 4-down territory. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow night at Mullow Mushroom in Avondale starting at 7 p.m. Coming up after the break, we'll check in on the other AFC South battle between the Titans and Texans. Plus, in New England, the Patriots and Bills, they were going at it 45 minutes before the game even started. We'll be right back on the Sunday Sports Zone.
If you've been injured on
division opener for both Tennessee and Houston. Now, the Texans, they've won the last 4 meetings between these two, but this time they'd be without J.J. Watt. He's, of course, out for the season with that back injury. Late third quarter, game tied at 20. Texans rookie Will Fuller takes the punt at his own 33, makes one cut through the gap, and he's gone. 67 yards down the sidelines for the touchdown. Texans take a 27-20 lead with a quarter left to play. Now, minute 52 left in the fourth. Titans facing a 4th and 6 at the Texans 28. Marcus Mariota's pass is tipped high off his receiver's hands and falls incomplete. Texans, they win 27-20. Houston now improves to 3-1 on the season. They've got a 2-game lead in the division over the Jaguars, Colts, and Titans, who are all 1-3. Elsewhere, Falcons hosting the Panthers. If Matt Ryan and Julio Jones are on your fantasy team, yeah, you had a great day. Ryan to Jones picks up 53 yards on the pass. Ryan had 503 total yards passing. Thought that was something. 300 of those passing yards went to Jones. Fourth quarter now, Panthers trailing 34-18. Cam Newton, big collision at the goal line. Gets in for the score, but his day is done with the concussion. Panthers, they sent him immediately to the locker room. Good choice because no one was just beating that combination between Ryan and Jones today. Here they hook up for a 75-yard touchdown pass. Ryan had 4 scores on the day. Falcons, they win 48-33. Falcons now 3-1 on the season. Panthers drop to 1-3. Elsewhere, Raiders at Ravens. Fourth quarter, Baltimore up 27-21. David Carr, a wise man once said, you even have to bring your babies ugly home from the hospital. That's how Jim McElwain explained the Gators win over Vandy. No matter how unattractive it was. Now we're going back to the NFL highlights. Sorry about that, you guys. Raiders at the Ravens. Fourth quarter, Baltimore up 27-21. Then we move ahead, New England, and Jacoby Brissett starting against the Bills, and a little shenanigans before that game. Brissett running onto the field when Robert Bland of the Bills shoves him. Malcolm Mitchell takes up for his quarterback, and they're just getting all mixed up before the game even started. But you know what? That would be the most fight that the Patriots showed all day long. Tyrod Taylor to LaShawn McCoy. He's in for the easy touchdown. 7-0 Bills at that point. That would be all the points they would need because their defense was just dominating. Second quarter, Brissett takes off but fumbles. The Bills shut out the Patriots 16-0. Pats, they go 3-1 without Brady. Now, a wise man once said, you even have to bring your ugly babies home from the hospital. That's how Jim McElwain decided to describe the Gators' win over Vandy yesterday. No matter how unattractive it was, Florida, they somehow came away with the W. Second quarter of a scoreless game between those guys. Gators facing the second and goal at the 5-yard line. Jordan Scarlett breaks one tackle at the 6-yard line, and he's in for the touchdown. 7-0 Gators. That was the only touchdown of the game. Florida, they led 10-3 at the half. Second half, Gators up 13-6. Vandy with one last shot to force overtime. Wade Frederick in at quarterback. Jarrett Davis tips the pass to Nick Washington, intercepts it. Camden County and Trinity Christian connection there. Gators win 13-6. They're now 4-1 overall and fall to 2-1 in SEC play.
Wise man once told me, no matter what,
You even got to bring them ugly babies home from the hospital, and that was ugly, all right? But, in fact, that might have been somebody told my dad when I was born. But I'm glad they brought me home, and feel really good about the fact that our guys figured out how to a way to win.
Elsewhere, Dogs down 28-24 to Tennessee. 19 seconds left to play. That's a ton of time for Jacob Eason. Buys some more time in the pocket, and check out this rocket. Finds Riley Ridley, somehow gets behind the Tennessee secondary for the touchdown, 31-28 Dogs. This one was far from over. Tennessee gets one last shot from the Dogs' 43 after an unsportsmanlike conduct on Georgia. Joshua Dobbs throws up the Hail Mary shot towards the end zone, and Juwan Jennings goes up and gets it for the touchdown. Tennessee wins 34-31. Dogs fall to 3-2 in the season and 1-2 in SEC play. They're out South Carolina next Saturday.
You get up because you have to. I mean, it's who you are. It defines you. This team had to get up with all the questions we had going into this game, with the horrible game we had against Ole Miss. So you have to get up and go, especially in the SEC. I've always said humility's a week away. You play good teams. So, yeah, it's definitely heart-wrenching to lose a game like that.
This was one of those Saturdays when I had to sit back and think, wow, they really paid me to sit here and watch college football. Yeah, blessed. The ending between North Carolina and FSU was just as crazy as the one between Tennessee and Georgia. 29 seconds left to play in Tallahassee. Noles down 34-28. Second and goal. DeAndre Francois somehow gets away from pressure, dives towards the end zone. FSU up 35-34 with 23 ticks left. So that's your ball game, right? No, wrong. Carolina's able to move the ball to the FSU 37, setting up this 54-yard attempt by Nick Weiler. His career long was 49, no longer. It's good from 54 yards, and UNC wins 37-35. Noles, they fall to 3-2 in the season and 0-2 in ACC play. And they've got another tough battle. They'll deal with Miami next Saturday.
Got to coach them. Got to can't look for any other answers. Look at yourself. Got to coach them. I got to coach them better. They got to play better. And we got to put them in there, and they got to do what they're coached, and we got to make sure they're doing what they're coached and make sure they understand everything they're doing. That's what you do. You get right back. There ain't nothing magical going to happen. There ain't nothing. You got to coach better, and we got to play better. And there's a lot of good there, but like I say, there's just way too much bad.
After all the big matchups this weekend, here's a look at the top of the AP poll. Alabama and Ohio State, they hold on to the top two spots. Clemson jumps from 5 to 3 after they beat Louisville. Washington was the big winner this week, moving up 5 spots to number 5 after they took down Stanford in blowout fashion on Friday night. Now, Tennessee is still the only undefeated team in the SEC East. They check in at number 9. Miami has a big matchup against Florida State this week. In Florida, they move up a few spots from 23 to 18. Inconsistent play has been an issue for the Armada all season long. Last night, they were in a virtual David versus Goliath situation, taking on Minnesota United, who will be off to the MLS next season. Now, despite Minnesota controlling possession for over 56% of the game, it was Jacksonville's Matt Bainer who would own the night when he scored the game winner in the 88th minute. The goal was his 3rd of the season. And this was only the 2nd win on the road in club history for the Armada. It's also their biggest win of the season and runs their unbeaten streak to 4 games. Elsewhere in Minnesota, it was mission accomplished for Team USA at the Ryder Cup. This was the definition of a team effort as every player earned at least 1 point. Those highlights are coming up next on the Sunday Sports Zone.
I'm Ethan Callaway tonight.
This wasn't about being maybe the best team ever assembled. Team USA was simply a team, and they finally won back the Ryder Cup for the first time since 2008. Ryan Moore, he was the last player picked to be on Team USA with a finish for the H. 2 down with 3 to play versus Lee Westwood for Eagle on 16. And he's 1 down with 2 left to play. Ahead to 17 more for a birdie to win the hole and square the match. It's dead solid and perfect. Finds the bottom of the cup. Match is all squared with 1 hole left to play. Team, they can just see what's coming next. They're waiting in anticipation. On 18 more, 2 putts for par to win the hole in the Ryder Cup. And it lags perfectly. Westwood concedes the match as Team USA wins the cup. Final score 17-11. It's the biggest win for Team USA since 1981. And you know what's next. It's time to drink the champagne for the first time in 8 years after losing the cup the last 3 times.
Well, I'm extremely proud of this team. They put their heart and soul into this win. They keep thanking me and congratulating me, but I congratulate them. I'm thrilled for them that they got the win. Proud of the way they competed all week. I'm proud of their attitude, but mostly proud of the way they came together as a family.
Four drivers will be eliminated from the chase today in Dover, Delaware. Pick up things on lap 182. Kyle Larson out of the groove and into the outside wall. That's going to end his chance at the championship. His day is done. 11 laps later, Jamie McMurray's engine just completely blows up, and the one car is done for the day. Also, he's done for the chase as well. Lap 288, Martin Truex Jr. takes the lead from Matt Kenseth, and Truex Jr. holds on for the last 112 miles to win the Citizen Soldier 400. It's his fourth win of the year, third in 5 races, and his second of the chase. Truex easily on to the round of 12. Now, we could show you who has the lead in the chase, but the thing that really matters right now is who's out of the running. The field has been trimmed from 16 to 12. Tony Stewart, Kyle Larson, Jamie McMurray, and Chris Buescher have all been eliminated. The round of 12 begins next weekend in Charlotte. Certainly wasn't for the faint of heart, but for the first time this season, we can say that the Jaguars got a check in the win column. Jonathan Cyprian said that there will be a party on the plane. Jack should be back here landing in Jacksonville in the next 30 minutes or so. Coming up after the break, we'll recap how it all went down.
Some of the worst.
So what do we know about the Jaguars 4 games into this season? Outside of San Diego, all 3 of the other games have been decided by 4 points or less. If things broke to the left instead of the right, we could be talking about a team that's 3-1 instead of 1-3. They've got the bye next week, and you know what? These next 12 weeks should be a lot of fun.
You go through what we've gone for 3 weeks here, and I see these guys every day and in the locker room, what they're all about. It does not surprise me how we came out and played today and the intensity and the aggressiveness we played with. So we just, you know, we got to keep that part going, and then we've got a lot of things to clean up, and that's what we'll use the bye week to do.
Next week, as I mentioned, is a bye week for the Jaguars, but before everybody heads out of town for a couple of days, we'll be joined by Carson Tinker tomorrow on Jaguars All Access. Jeff Lageman will break down the Colts-Jaguars game in the film room. Then Carson will join me in 4-down territory. It should be a great atmosphere out there at Mellow Mushroom tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Of course, the Jaguars coming off their first win of the season. So hope to see you guys out there tomorrow night at 7. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight on the Sunday Sports Zone. I'm Brian Jackson. Stay tuned for the 11 p.m. news with Ethan Callaway and Janice Harris.
News 4 Jack starts right now with a breaking news alert.
That breaking weather alert comes from the National Hurricane Center. We just got the latest track on Hurricane Matthew. A hurricane watch is in effect in several countries, including Jamaica right now, where people are bracing for impact. Heavy rains are already hitting the island, but Matthew is expected to make landfall on the southern coast tomorrow. The U.S. Weather Service says Matthew is the strongest Atlantic hurricane since 2007. Haiti and Cuba are also preparing for the powerful storm. The U.S. Navy is evacuating 700 family members of military staff from Guantanamo Bay ahead of Hurricane Matthew.
And here in Florida, Governor Rick Scott is telling everyone to remain vigilant. Channel 4's Nicole Snyder is standing by with how to prepare your home ahead of the possible effects this hurricane can bring. And we begin with Rebecca Berry for the latest on Matthew. Rebecca.
And so earlier we talked a little bit about Matthew, how Matthew wasn't behaving as forecasted and would need to make a turn due north to keep the current forecast track. And that's exactly what's happened. Matthew's now moving to the north at 5 miles per hour. So we haven't seen that increase in forward speed that is predicted, but it does look like we're not going to see a big shift in the track because Matthew's now moving to the north. And so Matthew will continue to move to the north at 5 miles per hour. This is the position of Matthew tomorrow night. Still not quite even with Jamaica by 8 p.m. So passing during the evening hours by Jamaica and by Haiti and towards Cuba. As it starts to interact with the tip of Cuba here, it will weaken into a Category 3 storm. This is Tuesday by 8 p.m. We're down to 120 mile per hour winds as it heads into the Bahamas. So during the day on Wednesday, it will move through the Bahamas with 120 mile per hour winds. This is Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. and start to make a turn towards our coastline, and not a dramatic turn, just kind of a meander. And so by Thursday evening, this is the 8 p.m. position. Now keep in mind with this cone of concern, this is a forecast cone for the eye of the storm. And so the eye could be right here, which would mean we would have half a hurricane over the entire state of Florida. Now, if the eye is on the eastern northern portion of this track, we are sunny with good surf. And so this is a big question mark for our forecast. This is the Friday 8 p.m. position with 105-mile-per-hour sustained winds. It could be either scenario at this point. It could be up the middle and we could get swiped by this hurricane as opposed to a direct hit, or far enough offshore to not have an effect. The Carolinas, of course, are concerned as well, as it looks like this storm is headed towards the Carolinas. There is a trough that may help it glance off of the Carolinas, but at best they're going to see some windy conditions and high surf and erosion, and unfortunately that's a scenario we are looking at as well. So this is the latest from the National Hurricane Center. They sent the Hurricane Hunter aircraft out and found slightly lower minimum central pressure, so that dropped a little bit, and slightly better structure within the hurricane. They didn't find any flight level winds at this rate, but due to the other factors that they found on that flight with that better structure and integrity of the storm, as well as that lower central pressure, they're keeping the intensity there, but gradual weakening is forecasted during the day on Tuesday. So that's what we're looking at from the latest of the National Hurricane Center. We'll talk about your local forecast coming right up.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. Now, whenever a storm has a chance of impacting our area, it's important to plan ahead. Channel 4's Nicole Schneider spoke with an insurance agent about what you can do right now to protect your home. Nicole.
Janice, although we don't know what this hurricane could bring to our area, it's a good idea to start checking your insurance policy and making sure everything is up to date. The people of Jamaica are stocking up on food and supplies as they brace for Hurricane Matthew.
If we are not prepared, then disaster will catch us unaware.
The U.S. Weather Service says it is the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic since 2007, and forecasters predict it could make landfall on the southern coast tomorrow. But community leaders are remaining hopeful.
The resilience of Jamaicans will be demonstrated at the end of this episode. And I'm hoping that when it comes, it will not be in a category that will have any real devastating effect on the people of Jamaica.
Back here at home, people in Jacksonville are prepping for the effects Matthew could bring midweek. Matt Carlucci with State Farm Insurance says now is the time to call up your agent to see what your policy includes.
See what your deductible is, because if it's a tropical storm, it may be one deductible, which is lower. If it's a hurricane, then the deductible is going to be higher.
Carlucci says it's also important to check your flood insurance.
Anybody who lives in Florida really should have flood insurance, and 25 to 30% of all flood claims come in low-risk flood zones.
The agent says it is the policyholder's responsibility to mitigate any further damage that happens after the storm.
If you have damage, go ahead and take action. Get your house buttoned up, tarped, get the tree removed off, and then call your insurance agent. They'll come out, inspect your damage, and try to make you whole again.
Now is also the time to be proactive about those old branches and debris lying around in your yard. You're going to want to get that picked up before this weather comes in. We have some resources on our website, news4jax.com. For now, reporting live, Nicole Snyder, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Nicole. Now, remember to get updates anytime on Matthew, download our Hurricane Tracker app and News4Jax app. Both are free. Just search WJXT in your app store and be sure to enable push alerts to receive breaking news.
Channel 4, the local station, the official Jaguar station.
When you appreciate each other and you stay true to one another, good things can happen. Now, it wasn't, listen up, it wasn't the cleanest game, but that's a good thing because you guys all understand how good we can be. We've got to become a more disciplined team. We come back after the bye week. I promise you, we will tear this apart. We will put it into play to make sure we do things right. We will hold each other even more accountable. We've got to clean those things up, man, and you got to go along for the ride. 1, 2, 3.
Gus Bradley giving an emotional speech there to his team after a hard-fought win against the Colts in London. The Jags led the Colts 17-6 at the half, but the Colts came back, scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter. The Colts had a chance to take the lead late, but the Jaguars defense came up with a key stop to seal the victory. We caught up with the players after that big win.
This might sound corny, but it felt like the Super Bowl. We were the only team playing. It was a neutral site, and it just felt good, man. It's a great feeling.
Hey, listen, we're going to have a party on the plane. I don't think anybody's sleeping tonight. All right, now, go Jags!
And don't forget to tune in tomorrow morning for Monday Morning Quarterback. Former Jags quarterback Mark Brunell breaks down the good and the bad from today's game against the Colts. He'll also talk about what the team needs to do in order to keep the wins coming. That's tomorrow at 7 a.m. on The Morning Show.
More than 2 years after a Georgia toddler died after being left for hours inside a hot SUV, the child's father is scheduled to stand trial for murder. Justin Ross Harris is accused of leaving his 22-month-old son in his SUV for hours back in June of 2014. Channel 4's Destiny McKeever has been following the case. Destiny, this case has been highly publicized.
It has, and because of that, it was moved from Atlanta to Glenn County because of widespread news coverage when Harris was arrested. Local attorneys are saying the jury will have a tough time deciding whether or not this man intentionally left his child in the SUV.
Well, what is interesting probably from the TV watcher standpoint is why this child was left in a car by their father who was taking care of him.
This is what many are wondering following the case of Justin Ross Harris. He's accused of leaving his son in a hot SUV on purpose. Back in June of 2014, prosecutors say Harris, who lived in Metro Atlanta at the time, was unhappy with his marriage and looking for other relationships, which is why they believe he left his son in the car. Harris is maintaining that it was an accident. We spoke with local attorney Randy Reeb, who says there are two elements for the prosecution to prove. One, was the child in the man's care at the time of death? And two, would the injury have been prevented by normal, reasonable care? If the answer to both is yes, Reeb says Harris could be guilty of child neglect at the very least.
I don't think people are going to be very tolerant of a father who appears to be out looking for other relationships in his life and neglecting, at the very least, to take care of a child who's in his charge. And that child suffered what I think everyone would agree would be a horrific death.
Now, attorney Reep uses Florida as an example and says on a second-degree felony of aggravated child abuse, Harris could do 15 years in prison. And if it's found to be a greater charge like negligent homicide, he could do life.
2 people are hurt after a serious crash on the west side. At last check, one of those people was in life-threatening condition. It happened before 4 p.m. near the intersection of Cassidi and Shirley Avenues. Police say an SUV collided with a car that was heading east on Shirley. The car was coming through the intersection and went into the path of the SUV. Police have not released the names of the people involved.
Saturday marked 1 year since the El Faro sank with 33 crew members on board. Today, the El Faro Memorial at Dames Point Park officially opened to the general public. The 9.1-acre park sits under the Dames Point Bridge. The area was chosen because it's where El Faro set sail on its final voyage. A gold lighthouse serves as a symbol for the 33 people who did not make it home. The monument and park renovations were unveiled during a private ceremony yesterday. We spoke to family members who attended.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. And not only do they have the lighthouse, but they also have the names of the crew members along the side of the wall. And the family members get the opportunity to write something under it personally for them to have it engraved.
One family from Maine who did not attend the service, they were here in Jacksonville, but they decided to do something different to remember their loved ones. Mike Holland's mother, Deb Roberts, got a tattoo of a sailor's swallow. Mike got one in Jacksonville last summer to mark his 5,000 miles traveled at sea.
And to find the same tattoo artist was awesome. Probably in the same chair that Mike did. It just really makes me feel his spirit. When a sailor drowns, that the swallow will ensure that he gets to heaven. And that's why he got the swallow so damn big, was to make sure that he got there.
Wow. Well, this summer, the NTSB was able to recover the ship's data recorder, which they hope will help answer questions about the sinking.
Tomorrow, the Duval County Democratic Executive Committee will hold a meeting to discuss a replacement candidate for State Representative Reggie Fullwood. The meeting happens at 6 o'clock tomorrow night at the Union Hall on Liberty Street. Fullwood ended his campaign in the District 13 race after pleading guilty to wire fraud and tax charges. Under Florida law, the county's Democratic Party Executive Committee will elect a replacement candidate for the November vote. The process is expected to take about a week. A major hurdle in the investigation of a train crash in New Jersey. Why the recovery of one of the data recorders is not going to help federal officials find out what caused it.
And we're keeping an eye on, of course, Hurricane Matthew, but also your local forecast. I'll detail some isolated chances